So this is a video about something I always talk about, and I don't know if it's necessarily always understood until you kind of see it with your own eyes. So this is a Toyota Highlander that we have in. It was in a rear end collision, and you can see over here, we actually have tears to the frame rail and rear end panel, and the vehicle is actually being considered a total loss from that accident. But before the vehicle goes to the salvage yard, one thing I wanted to point out was something that we discovered during our disassembly and discovery process. So we noticed that the passenger side quarter panel was repaired before, and I won't get into how we can necessarily tell, but for the most part, I think most people, untrained eye, probably wouldn't be able to immediately pick up on the fact that this quarter panel was repaired. However, because we noticed that, it kind of caused us to go and take a look at some of the areas around it. So this right here is what the inside of a Toyota Highlander with the passenger side trim panel removed looked like. So we have this out. This was out part of our disassembly and discovery process for finding all the damage in the rear. And I wanted to share what we found here. So this is the back side of the quarter panel. And you see these little round circles. And these are what are known as burn through marks. And basically they're caused from what are known as welding studs or welding pins that are used to pull dents out of panels. So we can kind of see these going across the top or going across the back of the panel. And there's a couple things that's interesting. The first is that there was no attempt at making any type of corrosion protection. So this is bare metal and we are in the Rust Belt. So there is always that fear that you could have a panel prematurely rust out whenever you create metal on the back, bare metal on the back side of the panel. The other thing I found very interesting is this gray thing up here is called a sound deadening pad. And we can see, if we look at it, we can see, I get it to focus, we can see some singe marks on it where, basically it kind of started to catch fire. So, I don't think most people want their cars to catch on fire. So there's that. We also could have had an issue too where, basically there's, if you didn't know what was behind the panel, you just kind of started welding pins. Even if you didn't catch the car on fire, we could have done something more benign as far as, just basically breaking the adhesive loose between the sound deadening pad and the panel. And, now you're going to have a noise, vibration, and harshness issue in the rear that you didn't have before the repair. The other thing, this foam block was inside of that cavity between the inner quarter and the outer quarter. And we can actually see where this block got caught with the same, the same weld studs, and also almost caught on fire. Other things that are behind your panel that are important, very close. So this is a seat belt. The actual retractor is in the back here. This little yellow thing, that is an airbag sensor. And this over here is the HVAC system for the rear of the vehicle. So with all that said, I can understand why that wasn't addressed, because taking all this trim out is a lot of work, and that can add to the cost of repairs, and we won't get into that, but there's many reasons why there might be some incentive to try to keep repair costs down. But sometimes when we go to try to keep repair costs down, we can go and we can cause bigger issues. So this one, we could have had premature rust, we could have had a fire, we could have had a sound issue. Even if the fire didn't catch the whole thing on fire, you really shouldn't be doing any type of welding around restraint systems, your seatbelt, your airbag sensor, so on and so forth. So with that said, this is just one minor example of what can be going on the inside, and not so much the damage from the accident, but how sometimes where if you take a shortcut with the repair, you can be starting to cause a bigger issue for the customer. Thanks for watching. We'll try to have some more videos for you.